Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Mess back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are here again for yet another CDL Pick'em predictions video, and this one is pretty exciting. We're obviously going to be doing the playoffs of Major 4, which is really exciting. But first off, let's review last week, LA Thieves home series, of course. I forgot to save my predictions again, so Thursday, as Toronto and LA were playing. Or sorry, no, it was actually while Optic and Seattle were playing. I had redone all my predictions. I just went through back on the video that I had recorded and made the same predictions. So I did end up getting the Toronto series victory correct over the Gorillas, but I had them winning in 4 instead of a sweep. And then I had Optic sweeping the Surge. Obviously, I very much got that one wrong, and the Seattle Surge get their first win in over 2 months, so props to them. Um, yeah, I don't know. Very surprising loss from Optic, of course. They ended up doing much better against the Thieves later on in the weekend, but we'll get back to that. So, then I was perfect on Friday, actually. I had the Subliners 3-0ing the Ravens, and I had the Rockers winning in 5 over the Thieves. So that was a pretty good day. 6 out of 6 points that day. I mean, that day I got 6 points out of my 17, so yeah, that's kind of sad. And then 3 series in a row, actually, I was 100% correct. I had the Ravens 3-1ing the Gorillas, which isn't too bad of a prediction. I had Phase 3-0ing the Rocker, and honestly, with the way the Rocker played this past week, I think we might have actually found the definitive. No, it's definitely not definitive, but I think we've definitely found a potential fourth team for the top 4. I still think, undoubtedly, FaZe is number 1, and now with this past week, Toronto is number 2 and New York is number 3. It's just who is number 4. Is it Dallas? Is it Florida? Is it Minnesota? Is it Chicago? Is it someone else, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting, and of course, we'll talk about the subliners here shortly. Of course, the unfortunate roster change that needed to be made. So, yeah. Then you move on to the final series of Saturday. I had the Mutineers 3-2ing Dallas. They ended up losing 3-2 to Dallas, so I guess I was pretty close, but unfortunately ended up getting it wrong. I had the Surge beating the Legion in 5. The Legion beat the Surge in 4. And I had Ultra winning in 5 over the Subliners. They ended up sweeping the Subliners. And honestly, the series wasn't as close as I was expecting. Toronto played really well. They went 12-0 after their first loss in the Chicago home series to Florida. You see, they lost in Game 5. And you see, they 3-0'd the Empire. And then we go to the Florida home series. They 3-0'd the Ravens. And you go to, of course, the Thieves home series. They 3-0'd the Gorillas, and they 3-0'd the Subliners. So a very good tournament for them once again. And, of course, they finished with the number 1 seed in Group B, was it? I honestly don't know. But nonetheless, continuing on, we had Optic versus Thieves. I had the Thieves losing in 3, but but Optic won in 4. So let's do the playoffs now for this upcoming event. Of course, it starts tomorrow. I'm really excited. We've got some great matches to start off. We have 4 matches tomorrow, so I guess we'll start in the losers bracket. So Thieves and Gorillas, the Battle of LA. I would like to think the Thieves take this series probably in 4. I would imagine the Gorillas probably take off a search. Maybe, honestly, I don't know. The Gorillas really suck. The Thieves didn't look too great, but I think with some more practice with this team, which, by the way, I haven't mentioned it because literally I finished uploading my predictions video last week, and then I got a Snapchat from my friend saying that the Thieves had dropped Draza and Venom and put Hugh and Slasher back in. And I mean, on paper, this team looks incredible, so we'll see how it goes. But I do have the Thieves moving on to face the Gorillas. Then for London and Surge, I'd say it's probably a best of 5, but I feel like the Ravens really take it. I don't know. I really want to put faith in Seattle, but they weren't able to beat the Legion, which means I definitely don't think they can beat the Ravens. But then again, they beat Optic, so what the hell do I know? Optic has just been so on and off all goddamn season, though. I don't know how much stock I really put into that win. But again, Paris was able to beat them, so I do think London is the worst of the EU teams. So yeah, I think I'm going to go a map 5, London Royal Ravens. They move on to the Elimination Round 2. So then I guess we'll continue on in the losers bracket. I think the Mutineers will beat the Thieves probably in 4 games, could be 5. But I do think the Mutineers are the better team. But I could definitely see a losers bracket run from the Thieves. Will it happen though? I'm not sure. And for the Legion and Ravens, I think it'll be the Legion moving on in probably 4 games. No sweeps as of yet, but you never know. Subliners, now, unfortunately, with Decimate and not Asim. Man, you gotta feel bad for Asim. You really do. This is really tough. I do still think the Subliners will be good, but Decimate is a drastic downgrade from Asim, and I mean, I do still think they win this series, but after that, I don't know, man. I'd say probably 4 games for the Subliners there. Then we move on to Dallas versus Chicago. Who wins this series? My God, I don't know. I really don't know. This is a really tough choice. I mean, neither of these teams really look that good right now, I don't think. You know, I'm going to give it to Optic in 5. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Optic in 5, which means our winners round 2 will be Atlanta versus New York and Toronto versus Chicago. So, I am going to go with Atlanta 3-0ing the Subliners and the Ultra 3-0ing Optic on Friday. 3-1. No, I'm going to go for a 3-0. I'm going to go for 2 3-0s in our winners round 2, which means we have our deciding elimination round for Saturday. We have Minnesota versus Florida. We have Dallas versus Paris. So I do think Minnesota is the better team here, and I do think Minnesota will move on probably in 5 games, though. I think that'll be a really fun series to see. And I gotta say, honestly, there is a part of me that really thinks Paris can beat Dallas here. Do they, though, is the question. You say Paris take map 1, Dallas take map 2, Dallas takes map 3, Paris can force a map 5, honestly. You know what? Yeah, I bold prediction. I think the Dallas aren't gonna make top 4. That's not even top 6, if I'm not mistaken. And the Legion will beat the Empire. You know what? I could see it. We'll see if it happens. You never know. Now to see Optic Chicago versus the Minnesota Rocker here in the Elimination Round 4. Honestly, I have a hell of a lot more faith in Minnesota right now. And for that reason, I think I'm going to give it to Minnesota in 5. It's just they would have to win a hard point. I mean, they win. I would imagine they win 2-4 or 2-4-5 probably. I have more faith in Minnesota, and honestly, I feel like there's a bit of magic here in Minnesota right now. So we're gonna go for Minnesota here. And then I do think the Subliners will eventually take on the Legion, probably in 4 games. Like I said, I do think Decimate is definitely a downgrade from Asim, but unfortunately, without Asim being able to get to the States, what can you do, right? So that means we will have Minnesota versus the Subliners to round out the Final Four / the Final Three, which is a very, very interesting series. But honestly, I think Minnesota moves on. I really do. I think Minnesota will win that series in 5 because New York's control has been lacking lately. So I say New York wins map 1, Minnesota wins map 2 and 3, New York forces a map 5, and then Minnesota close out that series, which means in the elimination final we will have the Minnesota Rocker. But who will be facing them? I think it will be the Toronto Ultra. I think FaZe wins this series, and then we go to a Toronto Ultra Minnesota Rocker to determine the final, of course, to move into a best of 9. And I do think it will be the Ultra, probably in 3, honestly, which means we'll have a rematch of the Stage 2 finals, which is the Atlanta FaZe and the Toronto Ultra. This time, though, who is it going to be? Will it be Toronto again, or will it be Atlanta going for the back-to-back and winning 3 out of the 4 stages so far this year? Oh man, this is such a tough decision. I gotta say though, unbiased, I'm the type of person that can genuinely put my bias aside. I truly do think Toronto might be the best team right now. They are really, really hot. They are coming off a fantastic stage. Doesn't mean I don't think this series will be close. So let's say Toronto takes map 1, Atlanta takes map 2, Toronto takes map 3. Their control has been fantastic. Atlanta takes map 4. Toronto takes map 5, map 6. Atlanta takes map 7. Toronto closes it out in 8. You know what? We're gonna go for it. So we are gonna have the New York Subliners defeating the Minnesota Rocker in 4 games. We're gonna have Chicago Optic defeating the Dallas Empire in 5 games on day 1. As well, we're gonna have the Thieves 3-1ing the Gorillas and the Royal Ravens 3-2ing the Surge. Continuing on with losers, we have the Mutineers 3-1ing the Thieves, the Legion 3-1ing the Ravens. And we have FaZe 3-0ing the Subliners and Ultra 3-0ing Optic. Then we have Minnesota 3-2ing the Mutineers and Legion 3-2ing the Empire. Then we have Rocker 3-2ing Chicago and the Subliners 3-1ing the Legion. Then we have Atlanta 3-1ing the Ultra, and then Rocker 3-2ing the Subliners. Toronto 3-0ing the Rocker to meet Atlanta in the finals once again, and the Ultra take it in 8. We'll see what happens, guys. I am intrigued, and I am very, very excited for the playoffs to start tomorrow. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Hopefully you all did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.